seriously disrespect. You were now look at you.
Right there. Hey everyone, today I wanted to do a different video today because I've been feeling kind of insecure of myself about the truth of the matter with Riot Games. Riot Games used to abuse their staff. They used to really allow some of the worst things ever. And as a game developer, I can't believe how something so sinister has actually ever occurred ever in the game's zone and in my favourite game. I thought Riot Games was like the creative game company. It turned out that they were actually the most creatively corrupt game company ever, really. I thought maybe competing with Blizzard, you know. The thing is though, is that I like League of Legends and I know there are good people and I know that Riot tried to be better and stuff, but today we're going to do some research about the truth. Is Riot Games still evil? And as a gamer, do I just not? Throughout her 3 years at Riot Games, the company behind League of Legends, Lacey made it her mission to hire a woman into a leadership role. Lacey had heard plenty of excuses for why her female job candidates weren't Riot material. Some were ladder climbers, others had too much ego. Most weren't gamer enough. A few were too punchy or didn't have challenge convention. A motto you can find in Riot's company manifesto and recruiting materials. Across the board, you'd have side by side similar backgrounds, said Lacey, which is not her real name by the way. But the leadership team would constantly exonerate any female candidates for leadership. So imagine if Riot Games was like, there's Cynthia, ew, there's Deathrune, skill. And let's get into this. So, which one do you think would be better employable? Well, in Riot, Deathrune. Every time, even if Deathrune's just gonna play League of Legends there, get Deathrune in. He could help us, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, now, what are you talking about, Cynthia? Why are you making this video about the greatest game ever? Hiring a woman into a leadership position proved impossible for Lacey. She said, so what's the truth here? The truth is A, Riot Games are the most fucked up company ever. B, whoever still plays League of Legends is stupid. However, I still play League of Legends, so how can we forgive people that still play those games? This is what my video is for, by the way. We have to forgive the players and only not be friendly with the actual company unless they do something that was the opposite, unless the company does something for the women of the game company, because it was women that was being oppressed. So let's have a look here. Riot Games. I'm gonna do some research for everyone. Let's expose Riot Games. I mean, come on. Even my best friends playing Valorant. They can't be that bad. It's just that when you get girlfriends or whatever and you're like, ew, you play League of Legends? Ew. You know, like, I understand that League of Legends is the skill game, but there's actually more than that, okay? People have been, the corruption of Riot Games has been hidden, you know? I'm just gonna, yeah, the corruption of Riot Games has been so hidden, you know? It's just, you know, when like my ex was like, basically like, oh man, it's all sorts, like, she was very politically minded, and I don't think she forgives me for playing League still, even now, and maybe that's why. That's not the truth, because I know what happened. The truth was that I didn't play League enough, okay? But me playing League is kind of me supporting the most evil company. However, I think it would be more evil me not playing Legend League. So, it's kind of like, it's evil, yeah. But me, you know, going out drinking or whatever is more evil, because if I'm going out drinking and come out angry or something, or had a fight or whatever, it's and you know, and then me like kind of being a bit weird with my girlfriend, I think that's more evil than playing a game that from the company that was evil for a little bit. They weren't originally evil, the game was made with good intentions, you know? So, I think the least evil thing would be to play Legend League. And also, but the least evil thing would actually to play Fortnite. Oh, Fortnite. Oh, every chaos, they never did nothing bad. Oh. And then obviously even worse than playing Legend League would be playing World of Warcraft. That'd be like, And then so there's, you got WoW, you got League, then you got Final Fantasy, and then you got all the little noob MMORPGs and games. And then you've got Fortnite. I think Fortnite's like the best. And obviously below League is WoW, and then below that's Call of Duty. So, you know. What about Microsoft games? Microsoft games are for normies. Sorry. It's true now, you know. So, then, like in the normie spectrum, we've got people thinking they're a bit controversial for playing Halo. So, where's Microsoft games standing? Well, they're probably like Amazon, so with their employees probably like be a robot. But anyway, we need to get more into what actually happened a few years ago. Allegations of gender discrimination and sexual assault. Over the first half of 2018, Kotaku spoke to about 28 former and current employees at Riot Games. Several claimed that female employees at Riot were being discriminated against. For example, some noted that ideas from female employees were overlooked, while the same ideas from male employees were readily accepted. And some female employees were groomed for more senior positions only to be passed up by a new male hire. These employees described Riot's working environment as a bro culture. Now what is bro culture? Could be anything really. Other allegations included receiving images of male genitalia from colleagues and bosses. So imagine that, like, bosses are like treating you like as if you're a Tinder date. That's disgusting. Ew. I mean, can you imagine that? What year was this? In 2018. That's disgusting. Like, I mean, I wasn't aware of this. Like, how can you still play League like that? Let's get it. There's an email thread speculating on what it would be like to penetrate a female employee. So there's what? Analysts shared among senior staff members detail on which female employee they would sleep with. Kotaku speculated that this came from Riot's history of generally catering to core gamers, both in products and in hiring practices, causing the company to favour male employees over females. I mean, that's just disgusting. Like, that makes me so sad. I'm supposed to be feminist as well. You know, there's no way you can fix it from there because the bosses are fucked, and so it's like, oh, we got caught, you know. What? I can't even act like that. I couldn't even act like that in the video. I feel so disgusting. Like, I think a few months ago I was like, well, maybe it's all political now and like all feministized. That's what I mean, like feministized, where female employees would, you know, be treated with respect, dignity, and honor. But no, because as if people that would have done that in the past would change over 4 years because of some thing like. And how could you even get a job if you like that? I don't understand that. Like, you'd think people that'd be like that would end up not being in Riot. I mean, maybe like only the CEO would be like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna fire all the management and everyone just for being so fucked up. And just, you know, you're gonna have to get castrated if you're gonna work for me. Some Riot employees approached by Kotaku asserted these accusations were not true or were already being addressed. For example, according to the head of the platform, Oksana Kubushna, efforts to improve the hiring process to the more diverse and inclusive toward women started 9 months before article's publication. How? That's just a lie. Riot Games corporate communications lead Joe Hickson acknowledged the problems and said they did not align with Riot's core values. Furthermore, he said that all Riot employees must be held accountable for the working environment. So, that's like, if someone's been fucked up, yeah, you don't report it, do anything, but you instead be fucked up with them. That's Riot. I don't even know how to. It's difficult. You know, if you don't have a company with skillful people like me that stands up for people, because I do stand up all the time, but I take the blame. It's like, you know, it's like, I just felt depressed and like, I don't want to get into my own business here, but the thing is, we're talking about we're using this as an example of how things can get really wrong if we don't stand up for ourselves and if we don't stand up for other people, you know. But we're also talking about the fact that I'm a hypocrite for playing League of Legends still. You know? I'm just a terrible, soulless hypocrite. That's the truth. For being ignorant. For being weak. For being dishonest. But now, from awakening to this, I will uninstall League of Legends. Period. I think that this company has lost my trust. And I'm so sad game that really spoke to me could allow any of this, even if it's not true. Because the thing is in a game company, with people that have anonymously spoken to Kotaku about this, 28 people. You know, who do you believe? I'd believe those kind of people, because it takes a lot of guts to actually speak about these kind of things to the Kotaku, you know. No one would ever say that about my company, or no one would ever say that about the company that I'm working for, or RuneScape. No one. You know why? Because I'd make sure that they're not allowed to. Because I'd make sure they'd be thinking of the opposite things, like, they must have thought about that, so instead, like, if it was true or not, they must have still really felt like that. How would they change things? Well, we'll leave that for later. I haven't thought about that yet, but I would make sure to change things in the future. But if I don't know, well, let's just think. Let's get me on the spot, okay? I think it would be more about the management. Like, I think the ideal game company for me would be maybe just, I think, like having like unions, not like how you usually think, but unions with inside maybe the gaming company. I think union isn't a very nice word. Like, you can't unionize against the whole company, but instead you can have managers that make sure the employees feel okay and are okay and stuff, and that they can easily report this, anything wrong like this happening, and that the management team must always be unbiased. Otherwise there couldn't be a manager, you know. In the week following Kotaku's article, several more current and former developers came forward to speak on their own experiences at Riot, which included claims of sexual harassment and misgendering. So, you know, me being trans. You know, that's just not fair, because, you know, we want to work for the best company on the best game and not be misgendered or sexually harassed. That's just horrible. In a statement to Gamasutra, Hickson indicated that the company, in a statement to what is Gamasutra? Whoops. It's okay, I've got this other web browser. So, you know, I felt depressed, I felt embarrassed recently myself for admitting that I like League. Instead, I have to tell people that I've uninstalled it now. And people say, what's your favourite game? Well, my favourite game is The Sims, but then I see my friends on Discord that are never always playing online games, you know? If they're playing online games, and I'm just stuck here playing The Sims too, like, I feel embarrassed again. And Fortnite is depressing. I can't play League of Legends no more because of the staff members and Riot Games. I always knew Riot Games were evil and they wanted to stop Legend League, but I didn't know it was this bad. What is game? The company is taking action based on the story, and its response elaborated that in regards to claims of misbehaviour by higher level executives at Riot, the seniority of the individuals would have no impact in disciplinary proceedings. What was that meant? Would have no impact on? In regards to claims of misbehaviour, would have no impact on. So at the end of August 2018, Riot revealed they were implementing 7 first steps to change the company's internal culture in light of the issues raised, including a culture and diversity and inclusive initiative priority. To help implement these, Riot hired Francis X. Free as a senior advisor for diversity in leadership and strategy. She sounds nice. But I'm not sure if she still works for League of Legends. As a response to the Kotaku article, Riot offered a session at PAX West in 2018 for prospective video game developers with a panel and one-on-one sessions to review resumes. The session only admitted women and non-binary people. So, members of Riot Games communities expressed outrage at the exclusion of men, while Riot employees defended the decision. As such, gender-exclusive support was necessary to correct the male-dominated nature of video game development. Some of the feedback towards Riot Games included harassment and threats in response to a shooting at a video game tournament in Jacksonville. In August 2018, Riot planned to increase security at its upcoming events. 2 employees of Riot attempted to address the feedback from the PAX event. One was fired and the other left the company. Riot stated that these departures were separate from the diversity initiative. So basically, someone in Riot was like, okay, which of you fucks have been fucking around? And then someone let's go. Yeah, which one of you fucks have been fucking around? Huh? You think you can just fuck people at my job? What kind of fucking idiot are you? Huh? Get the fuck out of here. Huh? Get the fuck out of here. Then other staff were like, I've got an idea, why don't we just hire female employees? That's a nice idea, actually. Yeah, let's go to PAX West. Let's go to PAX West and hire all the ladies and even non-binary people. Even trans people. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Hey, they're gonna hire the ladies. We need to get it. Are you fucking... Who's hiring all the ladies? And then someone came with a rifle and was like, how How dare you not include all the men? You fucking moron. I can't handle that. And then after that, right, we're like, who did that? You're gonna get fired. Okay. In December 2018, Riot CEO Nicola Lauren, we're zooming a bit, sent an email to all employees stating that following the company's internal investigation, the COO, Scott Gelb, was suspended for 2 months without pay for workplace misconduct and would take training classes before his return. Riot stated to Kotaku that there were still other cases they were investigating, but they did not involve those as senior as Gelb, and thus they would not discuss these cases publicly. By January 2019, Riot updated their company values on its state website, the first time since 2012, to reflect the apparent bro culture mentioned in the Kotaku report, and by February 2019 had hired Angela Roseborough as the company's chief diversity officer to further help improve their culture. About 3 months after Kotaku's story, one current and one former Riot employee filed a lawsuit against the company, asserting that the company engaged in gender discrimination concerning their pay and position, and that the company had created a sexually hostile workplace. The workplace seeks to qualify it as a class action suit, and for damages to be based on unpaid wages, damages, and other factors to be determined at trial. 3 other employees followed with their other lawsuits against Riot Games in the months that followed. Riot Games attempted to have 2 other suits dismissed in April 2019, citing that 2 plaintiffs of these suits, when Riot had agreed to third-party arbitration rather than taking court action. Internally, several employees of Riot threatened to walk out, an idea that had been around since the first Kotaku article, as alongside the coercion to use arbitration, these employees felt Riot had yet to improve its transparency processes and had otherwise continued to retain Gelb despite his suspension. So basically, like, the most fucked up person there didn't actually get fired in the end. It was just some other randomers. But the highest up Gelb actually only went up for like a month or 2 and then came back probably, I think. A proposed settlement was reached in the class action suit in August 2019, which would include at least 10 million in damages to women that had been employed at Riot Games over the prior 5 years. So basically over 5 years since 2018, which is like the beginning. Women have been so manipulated, abused, probably gaslighted so much that they have to have therapy for life. And this $10 million lawsuit thing in damages, class action suit, it was a settlement. 10 million's not a lot for Riot crime. Representatives of the class indicated that they thought it would lead to change, while Riot said that there were other issues not covered by the suit, that they also intended to resolve the unacknowledged issues. Test. Let's just remember that about the compressor thing. California's Department of Fair Employment and Housing had been investigating claims of gender discrimination at Riot Games since October 2018. And they had announced that Riot had denied providing the requested documents and was seeking action to compel these documents. The Riot responded by saying that they complied with all of the DFEH requests. Upon word of the settlement, the department filed a complaint with the court that stated they believed the settlement was far too low, estimating that the lawsuit potentially could have been worth as much as $400 million. The state's Division of Labor Standards Enforcement also filed a complaint, believing the settlement would release Riot from labor liabilities that had been raised by the lawsuit. So basically it was just a fine, and Riot weren't actually did nothing else really. They were just like, oh okay, we've hired this new person who's feminist and stuff. Both complaints urged the court to reject the proposed settlement. Riot dismissed the DFEH's larger value to the suit and denied charges raised by the DFEH that it had colluded with the lawyer's lawyer to reduce the amount they would pay through the settlement. So it was a corrupt, it could have been. People were saying that Riot paid the other lawyer to let Riot win with only $10 million. And also, Riot at first were like, oh, you're right, we completely abused everyone and we didn't hire enough female staff. You're so right. And then in the lawsuit, they're like, you are so deluded and crazy for ever thinking Riot would ever do anything with just such women. And would be sexist and misogynist and would, send dick pics. It would never do that. Look, we got all this new staff. It will never happen again, and we're changing the work culture. Riot and Lauren were sued by Lauren's former assistant in January 2021 on sexual discrimination charges, which included inappropriate language and labour mistreatment. Riot opened an investigation by 3 members of its board of directors into Lauren's behaviour. In response to the lawsuit, they reported in March 21 that we concluded that there was no evidence that Lauren was harassed, discriminated, or retaliated against the plaintiff. We have therefore concluded that at the current time, no action should be taken against Lauren. Who's Lauren anyway? Who's Lauren again? Lauren was one of the victims. Alienware, which had sponsored Riot's League of Legends esports events, ended its partnership with Riot a year earlier than their contract term in 2021, due to the ongoing litigation over the sexual harassment and allegations. So Alienware's the most legit, Alienware's Alienware's the old clean and polished company. Riot's the dirty fucko. Dispute over forced arbitration clauses. Let me see. Arbitration is a procedure in which a dispute is submitted by agreement of the parties to one. I don't really know, that's going to go on forever. Riot has also been criticised by its employees for requiring the use of forced arbitration in its employment contracts as a result of the gender discrimination lawsuit. Riot allowed employees to speak anonymously with the press and indicated their intent to use town hall meetings or small group discussions with Roseborough and employees to determine future action. Riot also committed to removing mandatory arbitration in new employee contracts and potentially for existing ones after the current litigation had been settled. Additionally, Riot established a 90-day plan starting in May 2019 to continue to address internal issues relating to diversity and inclusion. Despite this, over 100 employees staged their walkout on 2019, demanding that Riot end forced arbitration for all past and current employees as well. About 2 weeks following the walkout, Riot reverted their position, saying that they will not change forced arbitration in existing agreements while the current litigation against the company is ongoing. Other issues. Freedom of expression. Riot Games disallows the expression of personal views on what it deems sensitive issues, including politics and religion, during its live broadcast esports events. George Floyd in 2020 said a Facebook post that claimed George Floyd had been killed by police because the company subsequently placed Johnson on leave to conduct an investigation after shots and resigned from the company. Sponsorship with Saudi Arabian city. Riot had announced a planned partnership with the developing city of Neom in Saudi Arabia in 2020. With the city to sponsor the upcoming League of Legends European Championship Series. Shortly after the announcement, fans of the game as well as Riot employees criticised the company over social media, streaming the partnership, citing Saudi Arabia's record on human rights and violent attempts to evict the Hawiya tribe from the area during the city's construction. Riot cancelled the partnership within a few days in response, apologising, saying that the partnership had been rushed. Marketing using the character's mental health struggles. Riot was criticised for marketing a new League of Legends character, Seraphine, by creating an in-character Twitter account in which they alluded to her struggles with her mental health, including low self-esteem, anxiety and imposter syndrome. Some wrote that the account was an attempt to trick players into feeling closer to her in an impact to advertise. Creative director Patrick Morales said that although he was proud of the members of the team who worked on the campaign, it had an unintended impact outside of the narrative wanted to tell. Well, to be fair, Twitter is a lot of rubbish, so it's just full of people that don't actually be activists most of the time. But I understand that Twitter is full of activism. It's just getting out of the bubble of just posting on there and not actually doing anything, Because there's so much on there that's just, you know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't work. It's just full. It's just a stream of all sorts of trash. This is why I think we need to make a better Twitter for more about anarchism and standing up for injustice, like in Riot. like how they're the most corrupt fucking idiots. Like, they're literally like 1984. Like, so what's the current state? Like, let's go on. I'm not gonna finish there. If you don't find out the current state, then my research is futile. Of working for Riot and League of Legends, women rights and transgender. I want to see what would be like if I worked there. Would I be bullied? And if people who do work there, if they get stuck getting my dick pics, you know, I wish I could have dick pics. Yeah. So there's a women's league planned by Riot. I didn't know that about. I forgot about that. Jesus, I could go on for years about the news. I should actually start doing news weekly or whatever. I don't think anyone is as good as me at doing that, to be honest. Right now, when people start going into crypto, they lost their soul so fast and they could not ever get their soul back. And we need someone that's like me, who has no money, who has nothing, no friends, not even any, only does music occasionally, is in the game industry, is a game developer. I'm like the most qualified, I'm overqualified to make these blogs. It should be my duty to make blogs every week, and if I'm not, I'm really failing the community and myself, you know? Like in the Tech Hit Syndicate, before the Tech Syndicate did what Riot does, kind of. Not really, but whatever, they fucked. With the Tech Syndicate, what happened was Wendell didn't get paid any money or whatever. And was like doing mad IT shit, like it was basically Logan's little IT technician. It even made him live there, I think, or whatever. But Logan was like, we're not gonna pay you nothing. It's my company. What are you on about, Wendell? You're my little slave. You're my fan. You were never part of Tech Syndicate. You were just my fan that was coming on the show. I mean, outside, Wendell really wanted to just be there. He was the most elite IT technician. I missed Wendell. Wendell was cool. I might actually watch Wendell again, actually. Wendell was badass. Hold on a second. So we'll go for an hour and then we'll quit. Do 10 minutes of just me reporting. I hope my mic does sound okay. Do people edit vids? Yeah, they do. I'll edit some of the vid as well. Because you need like an intro song of like Deathrune, Deathrune. And then we'll have co-hosts at the end. I'll have a little co-host, I'll press the button, it'll switch over to... It'll be awesome. Deathrune's fucking new swing. And there'll be no bullshit. None of it. Because that's what, that person that came at PAX West with a shotgun and was like, alright, you've gone too far now, hire me, or whatever. You know, we can prevent that just from being honest, you know. Excuse Riot is just so I mean, can you imagine that? There was a shooting at fucking Pac West of Riot being such fucking idiots. They were just trying to be good, like, oh, we're gonna hire all these women. But no, you weren't. You were just going over their resumes. Bloody clowns. Like, I'm sure some of the dumb political people would be like, would have gone crazy over that, and I can't believe they didn't hear about that. You know, I have to be more into game journalism. I'll do that next vid, we'll upload this and then we'll make another one. Thanks for watching anyway. And their little scientific experiment. You know, you have racism, you have sexism in this case. It's horrible, you know. Riot Games, founded in 2006, has become one of the biggest companies in gaming on the back of its sole release, Legends. It had 100 million monthly players in 2016. Definitely, were you playing in 2016? I only played a few times. I didn't play it enough. With 2,500 employees across 20 offices. Let me just see if I'm in it. That's nice. Riot is a powerhouse in 2013. Sorry. In 2013, Riot was named one of Business Insider's 25 best tech companies to work for. 2 years later, it made 1.6 billion revenue. What? That's 600 million there. Oh, I can't even figure out what that one stands for. It's a lot of million, okay. It's not 10 million. 1.6 billion. It's Los Angeles campus. It's cushy, and the way you'd expect a more loaded tech company to be. It's got a gym, coffee shop, a cafeteria with free food, a LAN cafe. Ooh. Employees can stay late to grind out competitive skill points in League Legends with their Riot family and are communicating on Slack well through the night. Women who don't fit in with Riot's bro culture, a term I heard from over half a dozen sources while reporting this story, say these amenities help make the job bearable for only so long. So, play the lights all night, but when I get back in work, I'll be harassed. I'll be, butt smacked. I'll be butt smacked by these little weirdos that drink Coke and sweets all day. We can go more into depth with that because we're going all in, okay? And that picture's probably true. You know it is. And those women, they couldn't really do anything apart from it. They loved League Legends so much that they had to tolerate these little monkeys. But we're gonna that's only the start. That's only me just joking here because it is no joke of what actually does happen. According to these reports from these anonymous ex-employees, some of them are still current employees because they may not be able to have any other job in the games company. Over the course of several months, Kotaku has spoken to 28 current and former Riot employees, many of whom came forward with stories that echo Lacey's. So, Lacey wasn't just some snowflake experimentalist scientist, not scientist, experimentalist. She did that, but she was actually just another employee for Riot. What was Lacey's position anyway? I'm not quite sure, but Lacey's saying now to try and make it so women can be the leaders instead of people that have to endure most sickening behaviours from their colleagues. Over the course of several months, Kotaku has spoken to 28 current and former Riot employees, many of whom came forward with stories that echo Lacey's. Some of these employees spoke on record. Most spoke anonymously because they feared for their future careers in the gaming industry, or they were concerned that League of Legends passionate families would retaliate against them for speaking out. Many of those sources painted a picture of Riot as a place where women are treated unfairly, where the company's culture puts female employees at a disadvantage. The current employees speaking on record disputed that account, with some top female employees telling Kotaku they had not personally experienced any discrimination. Right? This is going on. Okay, I'll make this. We'll go on to this one. Throughout her 3 years at Riot Games, the company behind League of Legends, Lacey made it her mission to hire a woman into a leadership role. Lacey had heard plenty of excuses. A few were too punchy or didn't have challenge convention. A motto you can find in Riot's company manifesto and recruiting materials. Across the board, you'd have side-by-side similar backgrounds, said Lacey, which is not her real name, by the way. But the leadership team would constantly exonerate any female candidates for leadership. So, imagine if Riot Games was like, there's Cynthia. Ew. There's Deathrune. Skill. And let's get into this. So, which one do you think would be better applicable? Well, in Riot, Deathrune. Every time, even if Deathrune's just gonna play League of Legends there, get Deathrune in. He could help us. If you know what I'm saying. Okay. Now, what are you talking about, Cynthia? Why are you making this video about the greatest game ever? Hiring a woman into a leadership position proved impossible for Lacey. She said, and she left the company in part because of the sexism she'd personally experienced. She said a direct manager would ask her if it was hard working at Riot, being so cute. Sometimes, she said, it implied that her position was a direct result of her appearance. Ooh. Every few months, she said, a male boss of hers would comment in public meetings about how her kids and husband must really miss her while she was at work. Go on. One day, Lacey conducted an experiment. After an idea she really believed in fell flat during a meeting, she asked a male colleague to present the same idea to the same group of people days later. He was skeptical, but she insisted that he give it a shot. Lo and behold, the week after that, he went in, presented exactly as I did, and the whole room was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. His face turned beet red and he had tears in his eyes, said Lacey. He just didn't respect women. That's horrible. That sounds horrible. I mean, that's sexism. Cool. And she left the company in part because of the sexism she'd personally experienced. She said her direct manager would ask her if it was hard working at Riot, being so cute. Sometimes, she said, it implied that her position was a direct result of her appearance. Ooh. Every few months, she said, a male boss of hers would comment in public meetings about how her kids and husband must really miss her while she was at work. Go on. One day, Lacey conducted an experiment. After an idea she really believed in fell flat during a meeting, she asked a male colleague to present the same idea to the same group of people days later. He was skeptical, but she insisted that he'd give it a shot. Lo and behold, the week after that, he went in, presented exactly as I did, and the whole room was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. His face turned beet red and he had tears in his eyes, said Lacey. He just didn't respect women. That's horrible. That sounds horrible. I mean, that's sexism. Caught right there in their little scientific experiment. You have racism, you have sexism in this case. It's horrible, Riot Games, founded in 2006, has become one of the biggest companies in gaming on the back of its sole release, Legends, which had 100 million monthly players in 2016. Definitely, were you playing in 2016? I only played a few times. I didn't play it enough. With 2,500 employees across 20 offices. Let me just see if I'm in it. That's nice. Riot is a powerhouse in 2013. Sorry. In 2013, Riot was named one of Business Insider's 25 best tech companies to work for. 2 years later, it made 1.6 billion in revenue. What? That's 600 million there. Oh, I can't even figure out what that one stands for. It's a lot of million, okay. It's not 10 million. 1.6 billion. It's Los Angeles campus. It's cushy, in the way you'd expect a more loaded tech company to be. It's got a gym, coffee shop, a cafeteria with free food, a LAN cafe. Ooh. Employees can stay late to grind out competitive skill points in League Legends with their Riot family and are communicating on Slack through the night. Women who don't fit in with Riot's bro culture